Good evening, everyone. Hello and welcome to Chilliteracy. 'Tis Book Week. The week of books, or Bweek, whatever. I was going to say Happy Wednesday because it's a force of habit at this point, but Happy Friday. How are we all doing? Hello, everybody. I don't know if you can hear, but I've got my windows wide open and there are pigeons, so we might get a little bit of a pigeon serenade at some point during this stream. And also Sam attempting to be a pigeon. Thank you. He said he wouldn't interrupt. He didn't say that. He never said that. He never said that at all. You're doing as little work as possible for the next hour and a half. That sounds good. Weekend at last. Huzzah! But yes, I hope we're all doing well. Yes, for those of you who have noticed, I have added whose idea was it, by the way, for Bookworm? Because I can't remember who it was, but it was someone last night who had the idea for Bookworm, and whoever it was, genius. So I have done a little Bookworm. So we've got a little dragon with book wings. Arian drew the sketch, yes, but you think it was Raven? Yeah, I think it might have been. So yeah, we'll have a little bookworm. The pun was not yours. Okay, fair enough. I was thinking of like doing something with sort of your idea for a sketch, Arian, like the book on a little hoard of the worm on a little hoard of books. But I thought, actually, having an open book as wings is actually quite a fun idea. So, I believe it is after 2 years you get to be a bookworm, and then I think after 3 years you get to be a silver bookworm, and after hopefully, when 4 years goes over, which should be in a week actually, it should be on the 14th, then I will introduce the gold bookworms into the mix. Are we calling it Jeff? I think we should call it Jeff. I feel like we should call it. It's definitely Jeff, but what about like Topaz? Timothy. Timothy's a good name. Jim. But yes. So Jason. Yeah. Okay. Now you're just saying names. Topaz is cute. So maybe Topaz. Timothy, Jeff, Topaz. Love it. Great. Fantastic. Sam says no. Well, Sam's not streaming at the moment, so Sam doesn't get a choice. Sam will just grab the mic. Shouldn't he be blue if his name is Topaz? Well, his wings are blue. I don't know. You can fight it out amidst yourselves, chat. But yes, so that is our new badge for people who have gone over 2 years with our lovely little channel here. You heard the woman gladiatorial combat. No, not that. Topaz is orange. Oh yes, that's TJ. TJ is quite cute. TJT. You're the only one who brought a sword. Oh, that's mod privileges. Topaz is good since dragony things like pretty shinies. This is true. But yes. But anyway, I realised I hadn't actually said what we're doing today. So this is day 2 of Book Week. I hope you all enjoyed day 1, which was what did we do? Oh, we just talked. I mean, that's what we do most times, but yes, we just talked and played a bit of Citizen Sleeper. Just punched the mic, sorry. But today I decided that because a few of you have been asking for a while, and I'm not actually sure if I've done. I need to stop hitting the mic. I'm not actually sure if I have done a poetry stream yet? Question mark? I know Sam has. Sam did a sort of war poetry stream on the 11th of November last year, which I think he might be thinking of doing again this year. Because, yeah, we did some poetry. Oh, yes, we did do some poetry for Christmas, yeah. But I think that was all sort of winter themed, I guess. You hadn't actually planned one for this year. Well, I mean, you've got like, what, 3 months, 4 months? There was some poetry last book week. Was there? I mean, I think it might have been Oh no, it's November. You did like that stream? Good. We aim to please. There was a Chillittera tea that involved poetry. Oh, okay. I have a sneaky suspicion it might have just been William McGonagall, frankly. Because at this point, who other poets, which other poets matter? It was a sort of short story, chatting stream with some short stories and poems. That must have been at Christmas then. Quoth the Raven was in there for sure. Oh, okay, maybe not at Christmas then. I don't know.
I think we did do one last year.
Maybe we did do one last year. There we go then. Because wasn't there National Poetry? We always miss National Poetry Day, so maybe we did do one for sort of around National Poetry Day last year. But yeah. But I am going to be reading you some lovely poetry today. And I am taking suggestions because, of course, August 20th last year. Oh, so maybe it was a part of Book Week then. Given that I think we started on the 14th last year. So yeah, that probably was. But yes, if anybody has any recommendations of poems they would particularly like me to read, then do bung a link in either like here, or I guess send it to Sam or put it in the Discord, and I will I shall read some stuff. Yeah, Discord will be easy to find. Bung a link in the Discord. Everybody is a member, I think, but just in case, there you go. Excuse me. Yeah, sorry, I inhaled wine accidentally earlier, so my voice is a little bit croaky. It was quite dramatic. Don't do that. You're meant to drink it, not inhale it. Whoops. But yes, if anybody has any poems that they would like me to read, please nobody troll me in foreign language poems. Much as I would love to read foreign language poems, I don't want to, because I will just fail. And I do not want to butcher other languages. This almost serving on vape. No. No, I'm not. You not get drunk faster from inhaling it. Yes, all right, everybody. It wasn't intentional. But yes. So that's the plan for tonight. Reading some poems. I have. So my family. I say my family. My parents are very literary beings, and I made the mistake of asking them for poetry recommendations. I now have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 books in front of me. They recommended 9 books worth of poems. So, yeah, it's great. And fear not, oh stalwart fans of our patron saint, Billy T. McGonagall. We will be reading some Billy T. McGonagall, because he is the best. So yeah. I don't know which one I shall start with. Numbers. I will endeavour not to read any poems with yeah, sorry about that. I will endeavour not to read any poems that have got like number titles or anything. I don't think any of them I have here do, so I think we should be good, Lynn. I will try not to distract you. But yeah, so we've got quite a lot. We've got a few. But I think, oh nice. The best at being the worst. Yes, absolutely. Right. What shall I start with? I'm going to start with wherever I put it. Where did it go? Ah, there it is. Right. So. And this will obviously be... Oops. I need to stop hitting the mic. Yes, I'm not going to just read poems at you and not talk about the poems. Feel free to discuss poems in chat, and because poems are that wonderful thing of who the hell knows what the author was thinking when they wrote them, so you can just look into everything if you so wish, and that is certainly something I remember enjoying, especially when I did English Lit A-level. Just sort of going a bit nuts with maybe he means this or maybe she means that. And it's like, I don't think they do. I think they just used a word that rhymed. But it's fun. It is fun. So, yes, I encourage discussion. But if we are all sitting comfortably, I'm going to begin with a poem that I feel is appropriate for beginning a bunch of poems, which is Author's Prologue by Dylan Thomas. This day winding down now, at God-speeded summer's end, in the torrent salmon sun, in my sea-shaken house on a breakneck of rocks, tangled with chirrup and fruit, froth, flute, fin and quill at a wood's dancing hoof, by scummed starfish sands with their fishwife cross, gulls, pipers, cockles and sails. Out there, crow-black, men tackled with clouds, who kneel to the sunset nets. Geese nearly in heaven, boys stabbing, and herons, and shells that speak 7 seas, eternal waters away from the cities of 9 days' night, whose towers will catch in the religious wind, like stalks of tall dry straw. At poor peace I sing to you strangers, though song is a burning and crested act, the fire of birds in the world's turning wood, from my sawn splay sounds. Out of these sea-thumbed leaves that will fly and fall like leaves of trees, and as soon crumble and undie into the dog-dayed night. Seaward the salmon sucked sun slips, and the dumb swans drub blue my dabbed bay's dusk, as I hack this rumpus of shapes, for you to know how I, a spinning man, glory also this star, bird, roared, sea-born, man-torn, blood-blessed. Hark! I trumpet the place, from fish to jumping hill. Look! I build my bellowing ark to the best of my love as the flood begins, out of the fountainhead of fear, rage red, man alive, molten and mountainous to stream over the wound asleep, sheep white hollow farms. To whales in my arms. Who there in castle keep, you king's sing-song owls, who moonbeam the flickering runs and dive the dingle-furred deer dead? Halloo, on plumed burns, O my ruffled ring-dove in the hooting, nearly dark with Welsh and reverent rook, coo-rooing the wood's praise, who moons her blue notes from her nest down to the curlew herd. Ho, hullabalooing clan, agape, with woe in your beaks on the gabbing capes. Hey, on horseback hill, jack-whisking hare, who hears there this fox light, my flood ship's clangour as I hew and smite, a clash of anvils for my hubbub and fiddle, this tune on a tongued puffball. But animals thick as thieves on God's rough tumbling grounds, hail to his beasthood. Beasts who sleep good and thin, hissed in hogsback woods. The haystacked hollow farms in a throng of waters cluck and cling, and barn roofs cockcrow war. O kingdom of neighbours, finned, felled and quilled, flash to my patchwork ark, and the moonshine drinking Noah of the bay, with pelt and scale and fleece. Only the drowned deep bells of sheep and churches noise, poor peace as the sun sets, and dark shoals every holy field. We will ride out alone, and then, under the stars of Wales, cry multitudes of arks. Across the water-lidded lands, manned with their loves they'll move, like wooden islands, hill to hill. Halloo, my prowed dove with a flute. Ahoy, old sea-legged fox, tomtit and die mouse. My ark sings in the sun at God-speeded summer's end, and the flood flowers now. Thank you. I enjoyed that. I really liked Dylan Thomas's kind of the way he constructs words and things. The Stars of Wales or Wales? No, it's Wales as in the country. Funnily enough, yeah, Dylan Thomas, Wales, kind of a famous Welsh poet, you know. But you took a whole class on Dylan Thomas in college. Nice. Yeah, he's not exactly a happy poet, let's say, but he's got a wonderful way of constructing poems. The alliterations were fun. Yeah, I know. They're very satisfying to say. You like the melody of that? Yeah. He's again, it's kind of, it's sing song but without being yeah. So that's yeah. He's got a very it's a very flowing way of writing. Guess you'll have to look into Under Milkwood then. Yes, you should. You're still on the Ren train, Parola. Nice. Also, I didn't realise doot was a command for me. Great, fantastic. Thank you, Sam. Thank you for creating that. He uses nonsense in the least nonsensical way. Yeah, it's very much... It's very... I don't want to use the word visceral in a kind of... Because lots of people use the word visceral in a kind of negative, violent way. But I think Thomas uses it... His poems are quite visceral just because they sort of circumnavigate a little bit of the sort of, oh, I wonder what he means by this, to kind of like strike directly at, oh, this feels like this. Either to read, to speak, or to listen to. He sort of really manages to kind of get to the heart of the feeling behind his poems, I think, that I really like. So, and I like the fact that that's his... this is just his collected poems. That's his author's prologue. Just like kind of, I guess, kind of calling everybody to come join my ark, as it were. Like, come relish this art and these poems that I've written and put together, and everybody kind of come and find a bit of sanctuary in art and poetry. It's a good thing. Today is Moomin's Day. Okay. Good. Right. So, what shall I read next? Maybe I'll read. So I really like, there are lots of poems. Excuse me again. Sorry, burping now. I really like Wendy Cope as a poet. Lots of her poems are very funny, but a lot of it's very deep. Okay, we have some Wendy Cope fans in chat. A lot of her stuff's very deep, and a lot of it speaks to, I think, the women's experience. I got any Tove Jansson? I don't think so. Unfortunately, I could probably Google. Just read the rest. Read the Moomins in the original. I want to say Swedish, Finnish. I'm not sure. Danish. I don't know. So the orange or blue. Oh, okay, fair enough. Finnish. My bad. So I'm gonna read maybe. Yeah, there's one very short one. I might read a couple of Wendy Cope poems. They're in Swedish, but she's Finnish. Yeah, I thought she was Finnish, but I couldn't remember. But yes, so I'm going to read a couple of Wendy. Oh, actually, no, these aren't. Sorry, my bad. These aren't Wendy Cope poems. These are collected by Wendy Cope. I do have some Wendy Cope poems. I picked up the wrong book. It's fine. But yeah, so the first one I'm going to read is by Nina Cassian, which I don't know if it necessarily was written by her originally. I assume so, because it says translated from the Romanian by Eva Feiler and Nina Cassian. So maybe Nina Cassian is Romanian. Don't worry, Salad. I will be reading more Wendy Cope. Fear not. But this is by Nina Cassian, and it's called Intimacy. I can be alone. I know how to be alone. There is a tacit understanding between my pencils and the trees outside, between the rain and my luminous hair. The tea is boiling, my golden zone, my pure burning amber. I can be alone. I know how to be alone. By tea light, I write. Which I love. Like, that is a lovely poem. And I feel like a lot of people here will very much vibe with that. It's a cute one, isn't it? It's really lovely. But yeah, it's just very much kind of, yeah, a sort of that kind of inner peace kind of moment of, got a cup of tea, might be raining outside, you can see the trees, very cozy, yeah. So that's nice, I like that one. Right, excuse me. Now this one is by someone called Maura Dooley, which is a fantastic name. This is called Up on the Roof. You wonder why it is they write of it, sing of it, till suddenly you're there, nearest you can get to flying or jumping, and you're alone at last, the air bright. Remembering this, I go with my too light jacket up to the 6th floor, out onto the roof, and I freeze under the stars till he comes with my too heavy jacket, heavier and heavier, as he tries to muffle my foolishness. A blanket on a fire, he says, and it's true I am left black, bruised a little, smouldering. You can sit with a book up there and reel in life with someone else's bait. You can let your eyes skim the river, bridges, banks, a seagull's parabola. At night you can watch the sky, those strange galaxies like so many cracks in the ceiling spilling secrets from the flat above. You can breathe. You can dream. But he turns to me, as you'd coax a child in the back of a stuffy car. We could play I Spy. I look at the black and blue above, and the only letter I find is S. I cannot name the dust of starlight, the pin-headed planets, but I can join the dots to make a farming tool, the belt of a god. All any of us needs is work, mystery, a little time alone up on the roof. And I like that one as well. Again, another one that I think that, yeah, just very, very much something that I think we can all kind of relate to, really. It's just having that moment, just a bit of stillness, and yeah, the ability to just kind of breathe up on a roof or something. Also, hi Ray Tracer, greetings, hope you are well. That's a good one. So I think I might... see, this is dangerous. I've now picked up the Wendy Cope book. Okay, we're going to read some... So Wendy Cope is a fantastic poet. And there's a lot of... I Want My Own Moon. That's a lovely name of a poem. Oh, song, sorry. That's lovely. Yeah, Wendy Cope's wonderful. But a lot of her poems are very short. So I'm going to read 3 very short poems, all of which I really like. So we're gonna have a quick bout of Wendy Cope. Loss by Wendy Cope. The day he moved out was terrible. That evening she went through hell. His absence wasn't a problem, but the corkscrew had gone as well. Love her, she's wonderful. Another unfortunate choice. I think I am in love with A.E. Housman, which puts me in a worse than usual fix. No woman ever stood a chance with Housman, and he's been dead since 1936. Another banger. And here is possibly one of my favourites. Because it is, I don't know, it just feels very British. It's also, I think, one of her most famous ones. Valentine. My heart has made its mind up, and I'm afraid it's you. Whatever you've got lined up, my heart has made its mind up, and if you can't be signed up this year, next year will do. My heart has made its mind up, and I'm afraid it's you. Which is very sweet. I do like that one. Wendy, my beloved, I know, isn't she wonderful? She is great. I'm going to see if I've got... I could do that one, that's quite funny. This is the problem with poems. Oh, I'm going to have to read this one. I think I've read this one before on stream, but it is my favourite Wendy Cope poem. Absolutely this one. The Uncertainty of the Poet. I am a poet. I am very fond of bananas. I am bananas. I am very fond of a poet. I am a poet of bananas. I am very fond. A fond poet of I am, very bananas. Fond of, am I bananas? Am I a very poet? Bananas of a poet. Am I fond? Am I very? Poet bananas. I am. I am fond of a very. I am of very fond bananas. Am I a poet? And that is my favourite Wendy Cope poem. Thank you very much. Keep honking on Philip Glass. Yeah, it is a bit of that, isn't it? It's so good. It's so clever. She's so good. It's, yeah, this is very, very dangerous because now I'm just stuck reading Wendy Cope. But all of her poets are really short. All of her poems are really short. Okay, we're going to do one more Wendy Cope poem for this half. We might do another one in the next half because she's wonderful. So, I've got a quote here. This was inspired by something she overheard at a dinner party, which was, there isn't much cricket in the Cromwell play. So this is called The Cricketing Versions. There isn't much cricket in Hamlet, either. There isn't much cricket in Lear. I don't think there's any in Paradise Lost. Footnote. Apparently there is. Chaos umpire sits, and by decision more embroils the fray. Paradise Lost, Book 2, lines 907 to 8. I haven't a copyright here. But I like to imagine the cricketing versions. Laertes goes out to bat, and instead of claiming a palpable hit, the prince gives a cry of "How's that?" While elsewhere the nastier daughters of Lear, both women cricketers, scheme to keep their talented younger sister out of the England team. And up in the happy realms of light, when Satan is out, great catch, his team and the winners sit down together for sandwiches after the match. Although there are some English writers who feature the red leather ball, you could make a long list of the plays and the books in which there's no cricket at all. To be perfectly honest, I like them that way. The absence of cricket is fine. But if you prefer work that includes it, please note that now there's some cricket in mine. Kind of botched that end one there. So, yeah, that's very good. Okay, I'm going to close the Wendy Cope book for now. I'm going to come back to it. You love how playful her poems are while still carrying layers? Oh, yeah. Like, there's... a lot of those were... Yeah, they were a lot of the more sort of light-hearted ones, but she's got some very... There's a lot of her stuff that's very layered and definitely has some darker themes running through it. Yeah, she's great. She's wonderful. Right, who am I going to read now? Oh, go on. Where is he? There he is. Got so distracted at the bookstore because you forgot what time it was. Mood! Done that before. Greetings, Marigold and Rose. Hope you are well. But yes. I'm going to read... I'm going to read a couple of my boy, Robert Frost, because we do like some Robert Frost. I like some Robert Frost, certainly. Very much, yeah, nice poems. So, probably two of his most... Oh, we do like some Robert Frost. Oh, I'm glad. I also have a massive thing of Edward Thomas here, so we're going to read some Edward Thomas too, because he is a local poet to me, and I studied a lot of Edward Thomas in school. But, yeah, I'm going to read a couple of Robert Frost's most well-known ones. So we have first, The Road Not Taken by Robert Frost. Two roads diverged in a yellow wood, and sorry I could not travel both and be one traveller, long I stood, and looked down one as far as I could to where it bent in the undergrowth. Then took the other, as just as fair, and having perhaps the better claim, because it was grassy and wanted wear, though, as for that, the passing there had worn them really about the same. And both that morning equally lay in leaves no step had trodden black. Oh, I kept the first for another day. Yet knowing how way leads on to way, I doubted if I should ever come back. I shall be telling all this with a sigh, somewhere ages and ages hence. Two roads diverged in a wood, and I took the one less travelled by. And that has made all the difference. Which is kind of, I feel like, a poem that certainly for me, and I think for a lot of people, the phrase taking the path less travelled, taking the road less travelled, I think is something that a lot of us who don't necessarily fit into the norm all the time, like actually taking the risk or taking the unknown thing is always kind of a nice thing to think about. But yeah, you can interpret it a lot of different ways, that one. But I like that one. It's nice. It's lovely. And then I'm going to read my mum's favourite poem from Robert Frost. It is also a very good one that I really like as well. And I think Edward Thomas took a lot of inspiration from this one as well. Also, this collection smells incredible. You've got a proper old book smell. You have a whole big rant. What is the rant, Andy? I am willing to hear some of this rant before we go on to the next poem. You'll restrain yourself. I mean, you can give an idea of the rant. You don't necessarily have to do the entire rant, but what's your take, basically? Or what is everybody else's take that you think is wrong? Not necessarily wrong, but not the best interpretation. Because, again, that's the good thing with poem. Poem? Yes, one poem. Single poem. Poetry. You can kind of interpret it to a certain degree, however you want. Although context does tend to help. Cliff Notes rant. Yes, exactly. Poem tree, yes. So whilst Andy puts a rant together, I'm going to read. This is as I say, my mum's favourite Robert Frost poem, which is summarising. Carry on, excellent. Which is "To Look at Two." Love and forgetting might have carried them a little further up the mountainside with night so near, but not much further up. They must have halted soon in any case, with thoughts of the path back, how rough it was with rock and washout, and unsafe in darkness. When they were halted by a tumbled wall with barbed wire binding. They stood facing this, spending what onward impulse they still had in one last look the way they must not go, up on the failing path, where, if a stone or earth slide moved at night, it moved itself. No footstep moved it. This is all, they sighed. Good night to woods. But not so. There was more. A doe from round a spruce stood looking at them across the wall, as near the wall as they. She saw them in their field, they her in hers. The difficulty of seeing what stood still, like some upended boulder split in two, was in her clouded eyes. They saw no fear there. She seemed to think that, too, thus, they were safe. Then, as if they were something that, though strange, she could not trouble her mind with too long, she sighed and passed unscared along the wall. This, then, is all. What more is there to ask? But no, not yet. A snort to bid them wait. A buck from round the spruce stood looking at them across the wall, as near the wall as they. This was an antlered buck of lusty nostril, not the same doe come back into her place. He viewed them quizzically, with jerks of head, as if to ask, "Why don't you make some motion or give some signs of life? Because you can't. I doubt if you're as living as you look." Thus, till he had them almost feeling dared to stretch a proffering hand, and a spell breaking. Then he too passed unscared along the wall. Two had seen two, whichever side you spoke from. This must be all. It was all. Still they stood, a great wave from it going over them, as if the earth in one unlooked-for favour had made them certain earth returned their love. I love that one. Very, very nice. Yeah, it's a nice poem, that one. Oh, excuse me. The first line, "Love and forgetting would have carried them further up the mountainside," is one that I have memorised because it's, I think, as I say, my mum's, favourite poem, I think, from Robbie Frost, not Robbie Burns. I'm not going to be reading any Robert Burns today because I don't want to ruin it. And frankly, it's very difficult to read Robert Burns if you're not Scottish, because he definitely writes in a Scottish dialect. We've got the superior Scottish poet, Robbie. Yes, we do. We have the superior Scottish poet, who, to be fair, did write a poem about Robert Burns, and how much he liked Robert Burns. So, obviously in good company. But what am I going to read now? Hang on, what have I just put down here? Not that one. Where did I... Oh, damn. One second. I accidentally put the wrong thingy up. Where'd it go? Oh, I'll look for that after the break. So, okay, basically, people like to take road not taken as being, like, non-conformity is important, that's what makes your life unique and good, but in the actual text, there's no real difference between the two paths. The narrator is talking about how he'll tell the story later, how he'll assign meaning to this choice retroactively, when really has no idea what the other path would have been like. The point I take from it's how be... Yeah, I would say that. Yeah, that feels pretty right. Yeah, I think that's the thing, is like, it's not necessarily saying one path has been better than another, because again the last line is, and that has made all the difference. That doesn't necessarily mean that he has had a better life because he took, obviously this is all metaphorical, but it doesn't necessarily mean someone has necessarily had a better life because they took the path less travelled. It just means it has made a difference, because it will have done, because if you have a choice, if you make a choice, that does make a difference. Whatever the difference is, it may be small, it may be big, but a choice, because you have two options there, will make a difference. But it might not have, he doesn't know. Yeah, true, also that. But I think, yeah, he looks back on it and says, that's me. You like your poetry dark and dreadful? I think I have some Poe somewhere. I can probably find some Poe. I think I've got some Poe downstairs. Could do some Poe. I mean, most of the poems in here I think are fairly chill. What have I got? I mean, I've got some... We've got some... Oh, yeah, no, don't worry. We're gonna have some... You like the idea that we are the storytellers of our own lives? Yes, absolutely. Yeah, we're gonna have some disaster poems. Yep. And you can take the phrase disaster poems however you will, because, yes, it means everything you think, in every way. I didn't realise W.H. Auden wrote Song for St. Cecilia's Day. Interesting. Sombre is good. Sombre is good. Done gaming for today. You're here now. Good. You may be overstating how sombre they are. Well, they try. They're very sincere. Very sincere. But, yes. Yes. They try very, very hard to be sombre. But, yeah. Oh, I'm tempted to read that one. Hang on, let me just check it. Ooh. I might read this. This is political. Because guess what? Poetry can be political. And this is W.H. Auden. You know of one choice in your life that was very important? If you hadn't started listening to punk when you were 14, you'd probably not be watching the stream. Well, there we go then. Clutches Pearls. Politics in my art? How much more sober and thought-provoking can you get than a eulogistically accurate account of someone's passing? Yeah. Basically a news report at this point, a lot of his stuff. Right. This one is by W.H. Auden and was written for reference in March 1939 and is called Refugee Blues. Say this city has 10 million souls. Some are living in mansions, some are living in holes. Yet there's no place for us, my dear, yet there's no place for us. Once we had a country and we thought it fair. Look in the atlas and you'll find it there. We cannot go there now, my dear, we cannot go there now. In the village churchyard there grows an old yew. Every spring it blossoms anew. Old passports can't do that, my dear. Old passports can't do that. The consul banged the table and said, "If you've got no passport, you're officially dead. But we are still alive, my dear. But we are still alive." Went to a committee. They offered me a chair, asked me politely to return next year. But where shall we go today, my dear? But where shall we go today? Came to a public meeting. The speaker got up and said, "If we let them in, they will steal our daily bread." He was talking of you and me, my dear. He was talking of you and me. Thought I heard the thunder rumbling in the sky. It was Hitler over Europe saying they must die. Oh, we were in his mind, my dear. Oh, we were in his mind. Saw a poodle in a jacket fastened with a pin. Saw a door opened and a cat let in. But they weren't German Jews, my dear. But they weren't German Jews. Went down the harbour and stood upon the quay. Saw the fish swimming as if they were free. Only 10 feet away, my dear. Only 10 feet away. Walked through a wood, saw the birds in the trees. They had no politicians, and sang at their ease. They weren't the human race, my dear. They weren't the human race. Dreamed I saw a building with 1,000 floors, 1,000 windows and 1,000 doors. Not one of them was ours, my dear. Not one of them was ours. Stood on a great plain in the falling snow. 10,000 soldiers marched to and fro. Looking for you and me, my dear. Looking for you and me. That's a somber one for you. And somewhat pertinent, given the stuff that's been going on in the UK recently. Yeah, obviously it's very specific to a specific point in time in history, but, you know, these things come in circles. So, yeah. Right, what shall I go for next? Let's go for one of these ones again. Oh no. Okay. Well, I'm going to read this one. I'm gonna put the name in chat, and anyone Polish in chat, tell me how to pronounce this. I can't do the lines in the on the things, on the words, because I don't have those on my keyboard. But there are lines on the L's, like diagonal lines. Nope, that is not. You do feel called out. How do I pronounce that? Because that's the poet for the next one. Sam says Czeslaw Miłosz. If he is right, he gets a gold star. Activate Poland detector. Way! Nice one. You get a gold star. Nice. Okay, well, this is by Czeslaw. Is it Czeslaw Miłosz? There you go. I'll try that. This is called Blacksmith Shop. I liked the bellows operated by rope. A hand or foot pedal, I don't remember which. But that blowing and the blazing of the fire, and a piece of iron in the fire, held there by tongs, red, softened for the anvil, beaten with a hammer, bent into a horseshoe, thrown in a bucket of water, sizzle, steam. And horses hitched to be shod, tossing their manes, and in the grass by the river, ploughshares, sledge-runners, harrows waiting for repair. At the entrance, my bare feet on the dirt floor, here gusts of heat, at my back white clouds. I stare and stare. It seems I was called for this, to glorify things just because they are. Which is lovely. This is for reference, because the last one was somber. I have a collection here called 101 Happy Poems, edited by yeah, girl, Wendy Cope. So I'm going to dip into that every time that there's a depressing poem. And remember, I do have a collection of Dylan Thomas here, so there may be another depressing poem down the line. But that takes us to pretty much 9 o'clock. So I am going to throw us to a break. And might go and get more poetry books. We shall see. My desk is currently very, very full of books. Poetic unicorn chaser, indeed. So yeah, go do break related things. Have a nice break, and we shall see you back in about 5 minutes. Bye for now. Oh, welcome back, everybody. I hope we have had a good break. Hope we are all doing well. Welcome in, Budot. You could definitely use chill vibes. Well, I hope we can provide them. Hope you're doing all right. I have acquired another poetry book. This is very dangerous. This is why I don't do poetry streams, because unfortunately, I have a family, well, parents who are very into poetry, so anytime I mention anything about poetry, I get given about 17 books. Which isn't a bad thing, to be fair. But yeah, I hope you're all enjoying so far. I certainly am. Does anybody have a favourite one that we've read so far? I'm just going to check if anyone has been giving me any. Another Dylan Thomas. Oh, okay. I've got that in the. I went past that. Where'd he go? I've lost Dylan Thomas. Very careless of me. There he is. Where are you? No, I can't. Dippy-dippy-da. Oh no, it's not even. He doesn't have an index. Just rude. Right, where are you? Skibbity-ba-ba-ba. There he is. Page 62. Yep, that was actually one I was thinking of reading. Where do my bookmarks go? Over there. Sorry, chat. This is a bit chaotic. If you could see, you like the short ones from Wendy something. Wendy Cope. Wendy Cope. She is wonderful. Everybody should read more Wendy Cope. Oh my goodness me. Andy is just... Andy, have you just sent me millions of poems? Was it me that hates T.S. Eliot? Okay. Oh my god. Andy Pants. Okay, the first two ones you sent me didn't go to anything. The first three ones you... What? Hello? Why did those not link to anything? How odd. That's weird. For some reason... Oh! For some reason that came up and then went away again. I don't know why. Very strange. Yeah. Not sure about that. What happened there? If there's any way, Andy, you could possibly send me like a screenshot of them, because for some reason that link is not working for me. I don't know why. I can skip T.S. Eliot. I mean, you sent me 5. Well, yes, 5 is a lot. No, it's not. You're enjoying the chaos atmosphere. Yeah. Yeah, everybody look up Wendy Cope. She's wonderful. Right, let me try. Yeah, it pops up and then goes away again. I'm just clicking on the links that Andy sent. Look, on the Poetry Foundation stuff. How odd. Yeah, maybe I'll try on my phone. That is very strange. Maybe. 1 second. Bear with, chat. Where am I giving stream footnotes? Right. That one. Visit site. Now please work. No! What? How odd. It's just not working. Very strange. If either you or Sam could send me like, yeah, screenshots or something from them, that would be amazing. But for some reason they are not working. The last one you sent is, but the others aren't. I don't know why. Very weird. If you send it here, does it work? Let me have a look. Nope. It appears for a second and then just goes back to just, you know, the Poetry Foundation site without a poem on it. Which is kind of strange. Bit weird. You dropped Tove Jansson in the footnotes. So you did. Boop. Right. Thanks. Alright, well, in that case, I will do the one of the ones Andy sent, and I will do the one Lady Mephistopheles sent. Because I'm gonna read things that other people want me to read. That's what we do here. Tove, sorry, my bad, not Tove. Tuve. Tuve? Tove. Tuva. Not even slightly right. My bad. Right, but first of all, I'm going to read this one. I mean, do I need to do the number of it? Probably not. But anyway. The Summer Day by Mary Oliver. Who made the world? Who made the swan and the black bear? Who made the grasshopper? This grasshopper, I mean, the one who has flung herself out of the grass, the one who is eating sugar out of my hand, who is moving her jaws back and forth instead of up and down, who is gazing around with her enormous and complicated eyes. Now she lifts her pale forearms and thoroughly washes her face. Now she snaps her wings open and floats away. I don't know exactly what a prayer is. I do know how to pay attention, how to fall down into the grass, how to kneel down in the grass, how to be idle and blessed, how to stroll through the fields, which is what I have been doing all day. Tell me, what else should I have done? Doesn't everything die at last, and too soon? Tell me, what is it you plan to do with your one wild and precious life? Yeah, I like that one. That's lovely. Very nice indeed. Good recommend. Now I'm going to read a one by Tuva. I don't know, I'm just going to... I apologise. Janssen. Sorry everybody who's Swedish or Finnish. This is called... Is it called anything? Is it just called August? Hmm?
One of these poems is enormous.
Okay, maybe I won't read the enormous poem. Andy! Did you send me a massive poem? Oh boy. Oh, Eliot, right, okay. Fair enough. T.S. Eliot. Anyway, August, okay. Every year, the bright Scandinavian summer nights fade away without anyone noticing. One evening in August, you have an errand outdoors, and all of a sudden, it's pitch black. A great, warm, dark silence surrounds the house. It is still summer, but summer is no longer alive. It has come to a standstill. Nothing withers, and autumn is not ready to begin. There are no stars yet, just darkness. The can of kerosene is brought up from the cellar and left in the hall, and the lamp is hung up on its peg by the door. Day by day, everything moves closer to the house. Yep, love that one too. Excellent, very nice. Again, vibes. Oh, I see. We've got a John Donne in there, Andy. Nice. Good choice. Right. I'm gonna do these ones. Oh, the candle burns at both ends. Yeah. That's a good one. Right. Skibbity up. 1 minute. Ooh, I like your sketch, Arian. Very nice. Okay, right. Let's read some John Donne. Death Be Not Proud by John Donne. Death, be not proud, though some have called thee mighty and dreadful, for thou art not so. For those whom thou think'st thou dost overthrow die not, poor death, nor yet canst thou kill me. From rest and sleep, which but thy pictures be much pleasure, Then from thee much more must flow, and soonest our best men with thee do go, rest of their bones and soul's delivery. Thou art slave to fate, chance, kings, and desperate men, and dost with poison, war, and sickness dwell. And poppy or charms can make us sleep as well and better than thy stroke. Why swell'st thou then? One short sleep past, we wake eternally, and death shall be no more. Death, thou shalt die. Nice. We do like a bit of death defiance. Very good, very good. Figs from Thistles. Yeah, this is a good one. I like this one. Very short, very sweet, very nice. First Fig by Edna St. Vincent Millay. My candle burns at both ends. It will not last the night. But ah, my foes, and oh, my friends, it gives a lovely light. It's a good one, that. Some good poems we got. A classic. Right, I'm going to read one of mine before I forget. Where did I put? Oh, there it is. I lost Dylan Thomas again. Right, because I guess we're sort of on a death theme now. I agree. Everybody does need more I can't speak. Edna St. Vincent Millay. That's the one. Yeah, she's great. Right, we're back on Dylan Thomas. With, and death shall have no dominion. And death shall have no dominion. Dead men naked, they shall be one with the man in the wind and the west moon. When their bones are picked clean and the clean bones gone, they shall have stars at elbow and foot. Though they go mad, they shall be sane. Though they sink through the sea, they shall rise again. Though lovers be lost, love shall not, and death shall have no dominion. And death shall have no dominion. Under the windings of the sea, they lying long shall not die windily, twisting on racks when sinews give way, strapped to a wheel, yet they shall not break. Faith in their hands shall snap in two, and the unicorn evils run them through, split all ends up, they shan't crack, and death shall have no dominion. And death shall have no dominion. No more may gulls cry at their ears, or waves break loud on the seashores. Where blew a flower, may a flower no more lift its head to the blows of the rain. Though they be mad and dead as nails, heads of the characters hammer through daisies, break in the sun till the sun breaks down, and death shall have no dominion. Another good one. Do like some Dylan Thomas. Very nice, very nice. Take that, death. Yeah. I'm going to read another Edna St. Vincent Millay, as requested by Andy Pants. Recuerdo, I'm guessing? Recuerdo? I don't know. I'm not sure. Oh, I see we've got one from Arian as well. Nice. Okay. Getting that one up. Right. Have I butchered that pronunciation? Second attempt was good. Okay. Recuerdo? Something like that. By Edna St. Vincent Millay. We were I'm going to try that again and actually read it correctly. We were very tired. We were very merry. We had gone back and forth all night on the ferry. It was bare and bright and smelled like a stable. But we looked into a fire. We leaned across a table. We lay on a hilltop underneath the moon, and the whistles kept blowing, and the dawn came soon. We were very tired. we were very merry. We had gone back and forth all night on the ferry. And you ate an apple, and I ate a pear. From a dozen of each we had bought somewhere. And the sky went wan, and the wind came cold, and the sun rose dripping, a bucketful of gold. We were very tired, we were very merry. We had gone back and forth all night on the ferry. We hailed, "Good morrow, mother," to a shawl-covered head, and bought a morning paper which neither of us read. And she wept, "God bless you," for the apples and pears, and we gave her all our money but our subway fares. That's lovely. Yeah, I like that one. And now a recommendation from Arian. The Red Wheelbarrow by William Carlos Williams. So much depends upon a red wheelbarrow glazed with rainwater beside the white chickens. That's a vibe. Love that. Very nice. I like short and sweet poems. They're very nice. Right. What have I got? I got this one. So many books, guys. So many books. Right. This is by Louis MacNeice. And it is called The Cyclist. Freewheeling down the escarpment past the unpassing horse, blazoned in chalk, the wind he causes in passing cools the sweat of his neck, making him one with the sky. In the heat of the handlebars he grasps the summer, being a boy and today a parenthesis between the horizon's brackets. The main sentence is to be picked up later, but these 5 minutes are all today and summer. The dragonfly rises without takeoff, horizontal, underlining itself in a sliver of peacock light. And glaring, glaring white, the horse on the down moves within his brackets. The grass boils with grasshoppers. A pebble scutters from under the wheel, and all this country is spattered white with boys riding their heat wave, feet on a narrow plank and hair thrown back, and a surf of dust beneath them. Summer, summer. They chase it with butterfly nets, or strike it into the deep in a little red ball, or gulp it lathered with cream, or drink it through closed eyelids, until the bell, left, right, left, gives his forgotten sentence, and reaching the valley the boy must pedal again, left, right, left, but meanwhile, for 10 seconds more, can move as the horse in the chalk moves unbeginningly calmly, calmly regardless of tenses and final clauses, calmly, unendingly moves. I like that one. Gotta love a poem about a white horse. Good stuff. We do have a bot. Ban, ban, ban. Yeah, I like that one. I think that's one of my dad's favourites, that one. I've got another silly one. Ooh, we've got another poem. How long's this one? Wah! No! No! Oh. Well, that is quite a long one. I could probably read that. Maybe. We'll see. Right, this is a good one. This is by Charles Causley and is called I Saw a Jolly Hunter. I saw a jolly hunter with a jolly gun walking in the country in the jolly sun. In the jolly meadow sat a jolly hare, saw the jolly hunter, took jolly care. Hunter jolly eager, sight of jolly prey, forgot gun pointing, wrong jolly way. Jolly hunter, jolly head over heels gone, jolly old safety catch not jolly on. Bang went the jolly gun, hunter jolly dead. Jolly hare got clean away. Jolly good, I said. I like that one. Very much nice. Very good, very good. Jolly, indeed. Jolly, jolly stuff. Okay. Pretty sure you did that one in school? Yeah, it's a pretty, oh, Timothy Winters, my God. Blimey. Yeah. Shall I read that one? Can do a cut, Charles Causley. Also a song by Jim Causley. Ah, didn't know that. Right, okay. Hang on. I'm going to look for a... Hang on. I'm going to look at... to see if I can find a... Okay. I've got a couple of good Wendy Cope ones coming up for a bit of light relief, because these next ones are going to be depressing. So, buckle up, chat. Right. Ooh. This is How to Watch Your Brother Die by Michael Lassell for Carl Morse. When the call comes, be calm. Say to your wife, "My brother is dying. I have to fly to California." Try not to be shocked that he already looks like a cadaver. Say to the young man sitting by your brother's side, "I'm his brother." Try not to be shocked when the young man says, "I'm his lover. Thanks for coming." Listen to the doctor with a steel face on. Sign the necessary forms. Tell the doctor you will take care of everything. Wonder why doctors are so remote. Watch the lover's eyes as they stare into your brother's eyes as they stare into space. Wonder what they see there. Remember the time he was jealous and opened your eyebrow with a sharp stick. Forgive him out loud, even if he can't understand you. Realize the scar will be all that's left of him. Over coffee in the hospital cafeteria, say to the lover, "You're an extremely good-looking young man." Hear him say, "I never thought I was good-looking enough to deserve your brother." Watch the tears well up in his eyes. Say, "I'm sorry, I don't know what it means to be the lover of another man." Hear him say, "It's just like a wife. Only the commitment is deeper because the odds against you are so much greater." Say nothing, but take his hand like a brother's. Drive to Mexico for unproven drugs that might help him live longer. Explain what they are to the border guard. Fill with rage when he informs you you can't bring those across. Begin to grow loud. Feel the lover's hand on your arm restraining you. See in the guard's eye how much a man can hate another man. Say to the lover, "How can you stand it?" Hear him say, "You get used to it." Think of one of your children getting used to another man's hatred. Call your wife on the telephone. Tell her, "He hasn't much time. I'll be home soon." Before you hang up, say, "How could anyone's commitment be deeper than a husband and wife?" Hear her say, "Please, I don't want to know all the details." When he slips into an irrecoverable coma, hold his lover in your arms while he sobs, no longer strong. Wonder how much longer you will be able to be strong. Feel how it feels to hold a man in your arms whose arms are used to holding men. Offer God anything to bring your brother back. Know you have nothing God could possibly want. Curse God, but do not abandon him. Stare at the face of the funeral director when he tells you he will not embalm the body for fear of contamination. Let him see in your eyes how much a man can hate another man. Stand beside a casket covered in flowers, white flowers. Say thank you for coming to each of 700 men who file past in tears, some of them holding hands. Know that your brother's life was not what you imagined. Overhear 2 mourners say, I wonder who'll be next, and I don't care anymore as long as it isn't you. Arrange to take an early flight home. His lover will drive you to the airport. When your flight is announced, say awkwardly, if I can do anything, please let me know. Do not flinch when he says, forgive yourself for not wanting to know him after he told you. He did. Stop and let it soak in. Say, he forgave me, or he knew himself? Both, the lover will say, not knowing what else to do. Hold him like a brother while he kisses you on the cheek. Think that you haven't been kissed by a man since your father died. Think, this is no moment to be strong. Fly first class and drink scotch. Stroke your split eyebrow with a finger and think of your brother alive. Smile at the memory and think how your children will feel in your arms, warm and friendly and without challenge. Whoo, boy. That's a good one. That, yeah. Blimey. That's written at a specific time, methinks. But yeah, that's a good one. It's everything to you. Yeah, no, I mean, that's not a subject you were expecting. I feel like with poetry, pretty much nothing's off the table. People use it to deal with a lot of things. Yeah, that was good. I mean, I mean, it was well written, a very good poem. I always feel weird, but it's like, it was great. But no, it was, yeah, obviously very grim, not a happy subject matter, but yeah, that was good. I like how that sort of, how it became so much more than just a brother's death. Like it yeah, it's obviously about more than one person's death. It's about a whole group of people. Yeah. Very effective. And again, effective about sort of how people who aren't LGBTQ dealing, well, especially at that time, I guess. I assume it was in the 80s. I assume like 70s, 80s. I assume sort of in the midst of the AIDS crisis, I would assume. But yeah, like how they would deal with something like this, and turns out people didn't. Well, they weren't very good at it. And there was still a lot of, I mean, there still is lots of prejudice. But yeah. Right, I'm going to read another depressing one. And then I'm going to read a happy one. Where is it? Excuse me. Timothy Winters by Charles Causley. Timothy Winters comes to school with eyes as wide as a football pool, ears like bombs and teeth like splinters. A blitz of a boy is Timothy Winters. His belly is white, his neck is dark, and his hair is an exclamation mark. His clothes are enough to scare a crow, and through his breeches the blue winds blow. When teacher talks, he won't hear a word, and he shoots down dead the arithmetic bird. He licks the patterns off his plate, and he's not even heard of the welfare state. Timothy Winters has bloody feet, and he lives in a house on Suez Street. He sleeps in a sack on the kitchen floor, and they say there aren't boys like him anymore. Old man Winters likes his beer, and his missus ran off with a bombardier. Grandma sits in the grate with a gin, and Timothy's dosed with an aspirin. The welfare worker lies awake, but the law's as tricky as a 10-foot snake. So Timothy Winters drinks his cup, and slowly goes on growing up. At morning prayers the master helves for children less fortunate than ourselves, and the loudest response in the room is when Timothy Winters roars, "Amen!" So come on, come one angel, come on 10. Timothy Winters says Amen. Amen, 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 amen. Timothy Winters, Lord. Amen. And that was written at a very specific time too. Another good poem that's making a point. Reminded you of the "if I die, forget the burial, just drop my body in front of the FDA" sentiment. Oof, yeah. Right, let's do a happy one. Let's do Tonal Whiplash. Yep. Wait. You like that one very much? It's good. Oh, that's quite good. I might do that one as well. Oh yeah, Sam's posted the song version of it in the Discord. Yeah. Okay, we got some more Wendy Cope. So here you go, Salad. This is called Variation on a Lennon and McCartney Song, which I might sing, I guess. Love, love, love. Love, love, love. Love, love, love. Doobie-doo, doobie-doo. All you need is love. Doobie-doobie-doo. All you need is love. Doobie-doobie-doo. All you need is love. Love, or failing that, alcohol. She's savage. This one's called English Weather. January's grey and slushy. February's chill and drear. March is wild and wet and windy. April seldom brings much cheer. In May, a day or two of sunshine. 3 or 4 in June, perhaps. July is usually filthy. August skies are open taps. In September, things start dying. Then comes cold October mist. November, we make plans to spend the best part of December pissed. True icon. And possibly the last Wendy Cope one I'll do tonight. This is savage, by the way. This is called Faint Praise. Size isn't everything. It's what you do that matters, darling, and you do quite well in some respects. Credit where credit's due. You work, you're literate, you rarely smell. Small men can be aggressive, people say, but you are often genial and kind, as long as you can have things all your way and I comply and do not speak my mind. You look all right. I've never been disgusted by paunchiness. Who wants some skinny youth? My friends have warned me that you can't be trusted, but I protest I've heard you tell the truth. Nobody's perfect. Now and then, my pet, you're almost human. You could make it yet. Again, savage. She's absolutely savage. And I adore her. She's wonderful. Yep, that is amazing. That is, yeah. Faint praise indeed. Wasn't aimed at Sam. Also, I can hear Boomtown. Blimey. Sorry, there's I say local. It's not even that local festival that is going on at the moment, and it is yep, it loud. Right, what am I going to read out of this? Ooh. Ooh, I quite like that one. Yeah, go on. So, I like Edward Thomas, as I say. So, I might read some Edward Thomas. Who, again, another poet who was very, very anti-war. Oh, yeah, let's read this one. Right, this is called Old Man by Edward Thomas. Old man, or lad's love, in the name there's nothing to one that knows not lad's love, or old man, the hoar-green feathery herb, almost a tree, growing with rosemary and lavender. Even to one that knows it well, the names half decorate, half perplex the thing it is. At least, what that is clings not to the names in spite of time. And yet I like the names. The herb itself I like not, but for certain I love it, as some day the child will love it, who plucks a feather from the door-side bush whenever she goes in or out of the house. Often she waits there, snipping the tips and shrivelling the shreds at last onto the path, perhaps thinking, perhaps of nothing, till she sniffs her fingers and runs off. The bush is still but half as tall as she, though it is as old, so well she clips it. Not a word she says, and I can only wonder how much hereafter she will remember, with that bitter scent of garden rose and ancient damson trees topping a hedge, a bent path to a door, a low thick bush beside the door, and me, forbidding her to pick. As for myself, where first I met the bitter scent is lost. I, too, often shrivel the grey shreds, sniff them, and think, and sniff again, and try once more to think what it is I am remembering, always in vain. I cannot like the scent, yet I would rather give up others more sweet with no meaning than this bitter one. I have mislaid the key. I sniff the spray and think of nothing. I see and I hear nothing, yet seem too to be listening, lying in wait for what I should, yet never can, remember. No garden appears, no path, no hoar-green bush, of lad's love or old man, no child beside, neither father nor mother, nor any playmate, only an avenue, dark, nameless, without end. As I say, Edward Thomas, not necessarily the happiest of poets, but it's good. Okay. Horse poem. Alright. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to read this one that I have been sent. And then I'm going to read another Edward Thomas. And then we're going to read some truly great poetry by, of course, the best poet of all time. So, be prepared. This is How to Triumph Like a Girl by Ada Limon. I assume Limon? I like the lady horses best. How they make it all look easy. Like running 40 miles per hour is as fun as taking a nap or grass. I like their lady horse swagger after winning. Ears up, girls, ears up. But mainly, let's be honest, I like that they're ladies. As if this big, dangerous animal is also a part of me. That somewhere inside the delicate skin of my body there pumps an 8-pound female horse heart, giant with power, heavy with blood. Don't you want to believe it? Don't you want to lift my shirt and see the huge beating genius machine that thinks, no, it knows it's going to come in first? Yep, like that. Excellent. Good recommend. Marvellous. Lady horse swagger. Yeah, love that. Alright, we're going to read an Edward Thomas. And then we're going to read some McGonagall. This is After Rain by Edward Thomas. The rain of a night and a day and a night stops at the light of this pale choked day. The peering sun sees what has been done. The road under the trees has a border new of purple hue. Inside the border of bright thin grass, for all that has been left by November of leaves is torn from hazel and thorn and the greater trees. Throughout the copse no dead leaf drops on grey grass, green moss, burnt orange fern, at the wind's return. The leaflets out of the ash tree's shed are thinly spread in the road, like little black fish, inlaid as if they played. What hangs from the myriad branches down there, so hard and bare, is 12 yellow apples, lovely to see, on one crab tree, and on each twig of every tree in the dell, uncountable crystals, both dark and bright of the rain that begins again. Again, poets who write nature well, you can just kind of step in and just feel it, and I love that about Edward Thomas. It's great. Right, chat. We're into the home stretch. So, I have in front of me the works of one of the greatest poets of all time. I assume everybody in chat who knows who I'm talking about. If you don't, William McGonagall, William Topaz McGonagall, pretty sure he gave that middle name to himself, was a poet, if you can call him that, and is widely renowned as the worst poet of all time. He was very prolific, shall we say. He published over 200 poems in his lifetime. It's very hard to describe McGonagall, but my goodness me, did he try. And we love him for that. And sure, his poets... He says the Emperor of Brazil gave him that nickname because the Emperor was so enamoured with one of his poems. Well, there we go. It must be true. Run. No, don't run. So, yeah, he is our patron saint because good Lord was the man enthusiastic about poetry, and blimey was he prolific, and we appreciate everything he did. So, I'm going to give chat a choice here of topics, which amuses me because on this particular site, this is McGonagall Online. His poems by subject says, though most famous for his disaster poems, which again can be taken many different ways. We have some options here. I'm going to give you 3 options, chat. Okay? For poetic topics. Disasters, history, or deaths and funerals? What are we going to go for? You like the one about the whale? Yep. Well, I feel like, I mean, we have read quite a lot of his stuff. I mean, there's still plenty. But I think we're not going to just read one. We're going to read several because I can't stop. Okay, so we have 2 history. We have 1 deaths and funerals. History is currently winning. I don't think we can be bothered to do a poll. I think just say what you want in chat. History, okay. Okay, let's do first round. You do not want to know how he tells history. Oh, but you do. Alright. He's also the man who sent a letter to Queen Victoria asking to be made court poet, received a letter saying no thanks, took it as a yes, and literally walked to Buckingham Palace to claim his place. Yeah, the man had sheer courage. Well, no, it wasn't courage. The man had an idea of himself. It just wasn't everybody else's idea. All 3 options, 1 from each. I mean, we'll probably end up doing 1 from each. Right, history. Right, what we're going to do. Ooh. Oh, I'm tempted to do this one. Okay, let's do this one. Although, actually, I'm very tempted to do this other one. Yeah. Got a fly in my face. Oh, maybe. Okay, let's do one first. Let's do William Fly, the pirate. Oh, are we ready, chat? Am I going to get through this without laughing? We shall see. William Fly was a pirate bold, but his birthplace is unknown, I've been told. All that is known, Captain Green shipped Fly as bosun, but in that capacity he didn't long remain. 'Twas in the year of 1726, he sailed in the Elizabeth Snow, bound for the coast of Guinea, blow high or low, and he soon found some of the men ripe for villainy. Therefore he and the men resolved to murder the captain immediately. And Fly resolved to take command himself and turn pirate, and his brothers in iniquity were all reconciled to their fate. Therefore, at 1 in the morning on the 27th of May, the conspirators commenced their murderous work without dismay. Take a drink, chat. The Fly began to act like a wild brute, and he said to the steersman, "If you stir hand or foot, I certainly will blow your brains out," which he would have done without any doubt. And tucking up his shirt above the elbows, and with a cutlass in his hand, into the captain's cabin he goes, and told him to turn out, or his brains he would scatter. Then the captain asked him what was the matter. Then the conspirators pulled him out of his bed, while Captain Green entreated them not to kill him dead. But he was seized by the villains with one accord, and without any remorse they threw him overboard. However, the captain caught hold of the mainsheet and cried for mercy, but his hand was chopped off and he was swallowed up by the sea. When the captain was thus dispatched, Thomas Jenkins, the mate, was next brought up on deck to share the same fate. And the mate pleaded for mercy, but his cries were in vain. Alas, they were deaf to his cries, and did so remain. They jested with his agonies while he did cry for mercy, until at last they threw him overboard into the merciless sea. Then the conspirators next held a long debate, what should be the doctor's fate, and some were for sending him after the mate. I'm sorry, chap. But in that the majority did feel irate. Therefore the doctor's life was spared, because he was a useful man. Then the conspirators began to make merry, and a carousal began, and they pledged each other's health in punch, resolved to do or die, and true to their new commander, Captain William Fly. Then from Nantucket they sailed away to the eastward, when the wind began to blow very hard, and they espied a fishing schooner at the run. So when she drew near, they fired at her a gun. Then Fly hoisted his black flag and told them to bring to, or if they didn't, they certainly would rue. But the schooner obeyed and sent her boat on board the snow, while the poor captain's heart was full of woe. And about 12 at noon the same day, another schooner hove in sight, while all aboard seemed gay, which was the 23rd day of June, which proved to be an unlucky day because it sealed Fly's doom. Because other fishing vessels hove in sight, which filled Captain Fly's heart with affright, because they attacked him left and right, and unfortunately Captain Fly was captured that night. So, at the courthouse of Boston they were brought to trial, and when asked if they were guilty they made no denial, and in the year 1726, and on the 12th day of July, 3 other pirates were executed along with Captain Fly. Thus ended the short reign of an inhuman wretch who only wanted skill to be as infamous as any who scurred the seas in ill. But God in his goodness otherwise did will. But God in his goodness otherwise did will, because he was hanged along with sorry, it's not funny. Oh, why? It's always the last 2 lines. But God in his goodness otherwise did will, because he was hanged along with Samuel Cole, George Condick and Henry Greenville. Oh God, it's so hard to get through these. Oh God. Oh, William McGonagall, you are an absolute saint. We love you. Oh my God. Mr. Charles to rhyme with Nantucket, yes. Wanted skill, you say? Mm-hmm. It was just like, you are absolutely going to try and rhyme this name with everything. Oh my God. Okay. Oh, blimey. Are there any other good ones here? No, that's boring. I mean, they're not. None of them are boring. They're all good. More history. Oh my goodness me. There's so much, guys. There's so much. Okay, I'm gonna do a different topic. We had a look at history. What were the other ones? Deaths and funerals. Oh, go on. Let's do that. Right. Deaths and funerals. What are we going to go for? Oh. What about this one? Let's have a look. Oh my goodness me, this looks interesting. Okay. Okay. Okay, this one is called The Funeral of the Late Prince Henry of Battenberg. Catchy title. Alas, Prince Henry of Battenberg is dead, and I hope has gone to heaven its streets to tread, and to sing with God's saints above, where all is joy and peace and love. 'Twas in the year of 1896, and on the 5th of February, Prince Henry was buried at Whippingham, a solemn sight to see. Excuse me. As the funeral moved off, it was a very impressive sight. First came the military and police and volunteers from the Isle of Wight. Sorry, that caught me by surprise. Whew, volunteers from the Isle of Wight, apparently. Nothing funny about that. Then came the carriage party of the Scots Guards, while the people uncovered their heads as it passed onwards, and many of them did sob and sigh when the gun carriage with the coffin was passing by. Prince Henry's charger was led by Richter, his stud groom, and depicted in the people's faces there was a sad gloom. When they saw the noble charger of the dead, it seemed that all joy from them had fled. The Queen's carriage was followed by the Princess of Wales and other princesses, all clad in gorgeous mourning dresses, and there was a number of military representatives which enhanced the scene, and as the procession moved along it was solemn in the extreme. Her Majesty looked very sad and serene, leaning back in her carriage could plainly be seen, and the carriage was drawn by a pair of greys in grand harness, and Her Majesty seemed to be in deep distress. By Her Majesty's side sat the Princess Beatrice, and the 2 younger Battenberg children, looking very nice. And by the coffin walked the elder prince, immediately between Prince Louis and Prince Joseph, holding their hands tenderly. The Dead March was played by the Marine Band, and the music was solemn and very grand, and accompanied by the roll of muffled drums, whilst among the spectators were heard sighs and hums. And when the procession arrived at the church of Whippingham, then the coffin was carried inside of the good man, and then was laid in its resting place, while sorrow was depicted in every face. Then there was the firing of guns with their earthly thunder, which made the people start and wonder, and the tolling of the village bells, while the solemn music on the air swells. And the people said, Prince Henry was a good man, but now he's laid low in the church of Whippingham. But when the grim king his dart does throw, none can escape death, high or low. The funeral service was certainly very nice, which was by the request of Princess Beatrice, which was the rendering of Sullivan's anthem, Brother, before us thou art gone, I hope unto thy heavenly home. No doubt the Princess Beatrice will mourn for him, but to mourn for the dead it is a sin. Therefore I hope God will comfort her always, and watch her children night and day. Prince Henry was a God-fearing man, and to deny it few people can, and very kind to his children dear, and for the loss of him they will drop a tear. His relatives covered the coffin lid with wreaths of flowers, while adown their cheeks flowed tears in showers. Then the service concluded with Christ will gather his own, and each one left with a sad heart and went home. It's the fact that he keeps on desperately trying to rhyme Beatrice with nice. It's the only word he could think of. Oh! The coffin was carried where? Where was the coffin carried? Whippingham, yes. That's where the coffin was carried. Beatrice, yes I know. At least he tries, yes. It's spelled the same, clearly it must rhyme. I know, right? Oh my good, Isle of Wight volunteers are important, I agree. But it's just that absolute no, the way it was phrased, yes. Whippingham. Oh my goodness me. Okay. Oh my goodness. Okay, we're going to do one more. We're going to do one more Billy T. McGonagall, and we're going to do disasters because you know he loves a good disaster. What have we not done? I feel like we've done quite a few. We've got okay. Chat. We have, well, railway disasters, which is the Tay Bridge disaster, which we may have read several thousand times. So that's the only one of railway disasters. We have disasters at sea, we have fire disasters, we have natural disasters or other disasters. What do you fancy, chat? Fire disasters, natural disasters, or sea disasters, or other? Yes, then the coffin was carried inside of the good man. Yes, I loved that one. he just is like, crap, I need to somehow have something here that will rhyme. Just to let you know, this is the coffin of the guy I've been talking about in the poem, just to let you know. It's that one, that coffin. Okay, we have one C, we have two other. I imagine other might also be C, frankly. Let's have a look what they are. Okay, we're doing this one. We're doing other because I have found that one of the others is a C one. So we've got the Albion battleship calamity, which I'm sure was actually a dreadful thing. This is the problem. Everything he talks about was probably very bad and sad. However, it's William McGonagall. So, are we all ready for the Albion battleship calamity? Because I don't think I am. This is the problem. I'm reading stuff I haven't read before, and it does have a habit of just full on pulling the rug out from under my feet and making me giggle. Anyway. 'Twas in the year of 1898, and on the 21st of June, the launching of the battleship Albion caused a great gloom amongst the relatives of many persons who were drowned in the River Thames, which their relatives will remember while life remains, it's meant to be. The vessel was christened by the Duchess of York, and the spectators' hearts felt light as cork, as the Duchess cut the cord that was holding the fine ship. Then the spectators loudly cheered as the vessel slid down the slip. The launching of the vessel was very well carried out, while the guests on the stands cheered without any doubt, under the impression that everything would go well. But alas! Instantaneously a bridge and staging fell. Oh, little did the Duchess of York think that day that so many lives would be taken away. Are we doing the same thing, mate? At the launching of the good ship Albion. But when she heard of the catastrophe, she felt woebegone. But accidents will happen without any doubt, and often the cause thereof is hard to find out. And according to report, I've heard people say, 'twas the great crowd on the bridge caused it to give way. Just as the vessel entered the water, the bridge and staging gave way, immersing some 300 people, which caused great dismay amongst the thousands of spectators that were standing there, and in the faces of the bystanders were depicted despair. Then the police boats instantly made for the fatal spot, and with the aid of dockyard hands several people were got, while some scrambled out themselves the best way they could, and the most of them were the inhabitants of the neighbourhood. Part of them were the wives and daughters of the dockyard hands, and as they gazed upon them they in amazement stands, and several bodies were hauled up quite dead, which filled the onlookers' hearts with pity and dread. One of the first rescued was a little baby, which was conveyed away to the mortuary, and several were taken to the fitters' shed and attended to there by the firemen and several nurses with the greatest care. Meanwhile, heart-rending scenes were taking place, whilst the tears ran down many a mother and father's face that had lost their children in the River Thames, which they will remember while life remains. Oh heaven! It was horrible to see the bodies laid out in rows, and as fathers and mothers passed along, adown their cheeks the tears flows, while their poor sickly hearts were throbbing with fear. A great crowd had gathered to search for the missing dead, and many strong men broke down because their heart with pity bled, as they looked down upon the distorted faces of their relatives dear, while adown their cheeks flowed many a silent tear. The tenderest sympathy, no doubt, was shown to them by the kind-hearted police and firemen. The scene, in fact, was most sickening to behold, and enough to make one's blood run cold, to see tear-stained men and women there, searching for their relatives, and in their eyes a pitiful stare. There's one brave man in particular I must mention, and I'm sure he's worthy of the people's attention. His name is Thomas Cook of No. 6 Percy Road, Canning Town, whose name ought to be to posterity handed down, because he leapt into the River Thames, and heroically did behave, and rescued 5 persons from a watery grave. Mr. Wilson, a young electrician, got a terrible fright when he saw his mother and sister dead. He was shocked at the sight. Wow! Because his sister had not many days returned from her honeymoon, and in his countenance, alas, there was a sad gloom. Her Majesty has sent a message of sympathy to the bereaved ones in distress, and the Duke and Duchess of York have sent 25 guineas, I must confess, and £1,000 from the directors of the Thames Ironworks and Shipbuilding Company, which I hope will hope to fill the bereaved ones' hearts with glee. And in conclusion, I will venture to say that accidents will happen by night and by day, and I will say without any fear, because to me it appears quite clear, say with me, chat, that the stronger we our houses do build, the less chance we have of being killed. Why does he keep using that? Oh my god. Also, the electrician being shocked, I'm sure wasn't intentional. Yeah. Oof. The man appreciates him a good solid foundation. He does. Maybe it needed some buttresses. But he's just the whole kind of which their relatives will remember while life remains. It's exactly the same as which we will remember for a very long time. Bridge of the Tay Bridge disaster. Like, he's just using the same things over and over and over again. Oh, God bless him. Oh, my goodness me. So, yeah. That's your dose of Billy Topaz. He missed his calling in code enforcement. I know, right? Like, he's just a news reporter. He's just a very, very poetic news reporter. His Wikipedia page has led you to your new favourite word. Oh, yeah? Oh, really? Potaster. Potaster, sorry. Potaster. Yeah, boil and mashing, exactly, yes. Beautiful. Love that. Brilliant. Fantastic. Brilliant. Oh no, it's given us a list of other poets who might be bad. Even in the one poem, 3 different kinds of people had 3 different kinds of tears running down their faces. Well, yes, they did. They also didn't, because it was... we've had... adown their cheeks the tears flows, while adown their cheeks flowed many a silent tear. We have tear stained, fair enough. Yeah. But just... And in conclusion, I'll venture to say that accidents happen by night and by day, and I will say without any fear, because to me it appears quite... Yeah, this is the problem. I can't actually do this in a proper meter, because it just isn't. But to... Just, accidents will happen by night and by day, and I will say without any fear, because to me it appears quite clear that the stronger we our houses do build, the less chance we have of being killed. I feel like that is like a perfect live, laugh, love sign. Having that somewhere in a house, the stronger we our houses do build, the less chance we have of being killed. They should sell that. Oh, boy. So, yeah. That was poetry time. You want to cross-stitch that? Oh, absolutely. We had some good poems. Merch idea. We should do that. We should do that on a merch idea. We'll work on it, chat. So yes, that was poetry time. I hope you enjoyed it. We had a wide range, which is what we like. But yes, thought we'd end on a... I suppose it's not a happy ending, because it's not about a happy thing, but my goodness me, does McGonagall take all of the drama out of dramatic events. But yeah, remember, chat, the stronger we our houses do build, the less chance we have of being killed. It's a very important message to take through life. But yeah, thank you everybody for being here. He really wants to be dramatic, I know. He's trying so hard. thank you all for being here for the second day of week. Tomorrow we have movies ! On the Discord. So from I believe it is 5 p.m. BST. You can convene on Le Discord. I guess we'll have Sam will probably set some kind of channel up for it. And we will be watching Dead of Night, which is a 1940s, 1945 was it? 1944 film, black and white. That some of it is based on, I think, some of the ghost stories that we have read. So it's a good film. We really enjoyed it. But yeah, I guess we'll probably put like an announcement in the Discord, sort of maybe like, I don't know, 10 minutes beforehand to let you all know where to go, what to do. But yeah, that will be 5 p.m. BST tomorrow. All the times for your local time zones should be in the Discord on our stream schedule, just above the image of the book week schedule. So yeah, it won't be a voice chat thing, so we don't need to worry about that. But we're all just chill and watch together, and chat in text about the film. So yeah, so that's tomorrow. And yeah, then Sunday we will be revisiting some old stories from last year. So yeah, I hope you all enjoyed. I certainly enjoyed that. I really should do more poetry things, because it turns out poetry's great. But the poems, let me see if there's anybody to raid over to. Is there anybody to raid over to? There's Lure, or we just don't. Is there anyone you can see, Sam? We shall not then. Thank you all very much for being here. Have a good rest of your night, day, whatever time it is for you. And yeah, we shall see you again tomorrow for movie time. Exciting. But yeah, take care of yourselves, and we shall see you tomorrow. Goodbye.